Hi, I'm Brian. Kettle's on, make yourself a cup of tea. Today I want to talk about the announcement that Disney have made that they are going to start making a Nick Fury show for Disney Plus streaming service. Now this was announced yesterday, just a few days after the announcement of the Black Widow movie being pushed back to next year. Now the article here is from Variety and it says, Samuel L. Jackson to play Nick Fury in new Marvel Disney Plus series. Samuel Jackson is set to reprise his role of Nick Fury in a new Marvel series currently in development at Disney+, Variety has learned exclusively from sources. The exact plot details of the show are being kept under wraps, but multiple sources say Jackson is attached to star, with Carl Bradstreet attached to write and executive produce. Like all other Marvel shows at Disney+, Marvel Studios will produce. Reps for Jackson, Bradstreet and Disney did not immediately respond to Variety's request for comment. Jackson famously portrayed Fury, the molecular head of clandestine government agency S.H.I.E.L.D. in Marvel's cinematic universe, going back to the post-credits scene in the first Iron Man film in 2008. He's appeared in multiple films within the MCU since, and most recently portraying Fury in Spider-Man Far From Home, Avengers Endgame, and Captain Marvel. He also played the character in 2 episodes of ABC series Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Spoiler alert, the last time fans saw Fury was in the post-credits scene of Far From Home, where he was on board a Krull ship somewhere in deep space. Jackson is one of the most iconic actors of modern times. He is known for his frequent collaborations with Quentin Tarantino, most notably Jackson's Oscar-nominated performance in Pulp Fiction. The two went on to work together in such films such as Jackie Brown, Hair Flight, Django Unchained. He's also worked with Spike Lee on multiple films, and it just goes on to list some more films which he's been in, and some stuff what Bradstreet's worked on. But then here, at the end, it says, should the project go to series, which seems highly likely, it would be the latest big-budget Marvel show to get greenlit at Disney Plus from Kevin Feige's Marvel Studios. WandaVision is supposed to drop later this year, with Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki on deck for 2021. It was also recently reported that Tatiana Maslany, apologies if I've pronounced that wrong, is attached to star in the She-Hulk series in the works at the streamer. Other Marvel shows in the works include Hawkeye, Moon Knight, and Miss Marvel. So there we have it. Marvel is looking to bring Samuel Jackson back as Nick Fury to Disney+. Now, I'm not going to say no to this. I think Samuel Jackson is a fantastic actor, and if this gives Samuel Jackson more things to do, then I am all for that. He was brilliant in portraying Nick Fury in the MCU, and I look forward to see what happens in this series if it does get greenlit. Now, it doesn't actually say what the series is going to entail, but I will assume, if I have to hazard a guess, that it's going to be more of an espionage series, as stated in the Avengers.
He's a spy. Captain, he's the spy. His secrets have secrets.
So I imagine that could be a track which Disney could pursue this with. I think it would be an interesting one. Other than that, it would be more of a superhero themed one, which I can't really see happening because Fury doesn't actually have any powers. He is head of S.H.I.E.L.D., what his character is. But one thing I would like to see in this show, if we just go ahead, is an appearance from this guy, David Hasselhoff, who obviously portrayed Nick Fury in the 90s film Nick Fury Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I would love for that to happen. But I think the main problem with this is we've now had over 10 years of Marvel films in the MCU. All of them have done very well, being good successes at the box office, and no one's going to argue with that. The money speaks for itself, what these films have brought in. But I know I'm not the only person that thinks this, but I do think I am in a growing minority. Marvel films aren't as good as they used to be. The more they're putting out and the more they are outreaching and doing all these different projects, you've gone from 1 film a year to 2, and now you're getting 3, 4 sometimes. And on top of that, you're also now getting TV series. It is getting spread pretty thin. The more they do, the more resources are going to be spread across multiple projects, which is going to lead in a lower quality for the projects. It's also going to lead in something which a lot of franchises suffer from when they go for a long time. Star Trek was noticeably one. It's going to lead to franchise fatigue. People eventually will get sick of the amount of content out there. Now, obviously, Marvel isn't just peddling one hero, it's doing multiple things multiple films with all different people. But part of that problem is they also want to keep them closely attached to each other to tell the overall narrative. They did create the cinematic universe, which other studios are trying to follow, much less successfully, I will add. Marvel seems to capture it brilliantly, but the quality is, while still incredibly high, I do feel has dropped recently. And this could be another way of overstretching themselves, introducing another show. I mean, we don't even have the first show out on Disney Plus yet, so we don't know what that's going to be like. Will it be a success on there? We don't know. I mean, I imagine it will be. Marvel is still going strong at the moment. People are still wanting it. But for how much longer that will be, if they keep churning them out at 2 or 3 films a year plus 2 or 3 shows a year, especially if people are made to feel that they need to keep up with watching them all to get the overall story. I mean, I watched Captain Marvel before going to Endgame just purely out of pressure of feeling that I needed to watch the film to go into Endgame to get the story of Endgame. Turned out that wasn't the case, and Captain Marvel, well, I won't say it's a bad film, it's not a good film, it was just mediocre at best. But this is the problem. Marvel are doing a lot of different things and having them all connected, and now they're moving into a lot of different TV shows for the Disney Plus. And I don't know if this is a case of Disney having to do something to justify subscribers to Disney Plus, because while there is a lot of content on there, there's not a great deal of original content at the moment. It's just mostly Disney's back catalogue. And while I do have Disney Plus, I don't tend to watch it a lot because there's not a great deal that interests me on there. A lot of films I've seen before and not much else in original things coming up. But like I said, I will look forward to the Nick Fury show because I am a fan of Samuel Jackson. I just fear it is going to lead eventually in the not too distant future to people getting sick of the market being saturated with superhero films, and it is going to eventually lead to franchise fatigue, and people will just fall out of love with them. They'll stop going to see them, and it will dry up, and the money won't be there, and the studios will stop making them. But what do you guys think? Are you excited about the fact that Disney's announced this Nick Fury show? Are you looking forward to it? Please do let me know in the comments below. And that's all from me. I'm off to make a fresh cup of tea.